People who have followed me for a long time will know that I am AI hesitant at best, but still, I can't help but feel the pull to use AI more often in my daily work. For example, I just wrapped a web development project, rare for me, I don't take on a lot of those, that required a lot of custom code. And I was not in a headspace to write that code, and I asked ChatGPT to write it, and it wrote it flawlessly. So I've been using it more, not to replace me in the process, mind you. I'm still very bullish on not having it do that, but to help me do things like research, gather notes, proofread my work, and more. So today, I want to run with an idea that I got from my friend Courtney Elmer. She has a fantastic podcast called Insider Secrets to a Top 100 podcast with Courtney Elmer. And while I did get a mention in this episode, this was not the impetus for me actually running with her ideas. In it, she talks about how to do guest interviews better. Because let me tell you, there is nothing worse to me than when a host gets on an episode and says, "This is just a casual conversation. And who are you? And what do you do?" Those are podcasts that don't stand out because you're not doing the legwork. And Courtney gives us a lot of great ideas on how to do that legwork. And because she gave me a little shout out on being a systems person, I thought I would put my systems to work here. She gives us a lot of really good advice on how to make a better podcast interview. And I thought that I would take that and turn that into a new research project inside ChatGPT. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the transcript of her episode, feed it into ChatGPT, ask it a few things, have it come up with a set of prompts, then create a new project. And as a test, I will have it do research on me to see how well it does because I can verify the information. So I'm going to go over to Mac Whisper, which is what I used to create this transcript. Shout out to Mac Whisper. I have a video on the channel on how to use it. I will link it somewhere. I think right here. I will link it and in the description as well. Then I'm going to go over to my good friend ChatGPT. Okay, so the prompt is, here's a transcript from my friend Courtney Elmer's podcast. She's offering advice on how to create better podcast interviews. I want to take this advice and turn it into an SOP, then a set of prompts for my own podcast, Streamline Solopreneur. Can you take this transcript and first create one or more SOP? And then I've pasted the transcript. So I'm going to run this and we'll see what we get. Okay, so here's what we've got. Purpose: conduct guest interviews that provide unique, valuable insights. Fantastic. Define listener outcome before any research. Ask, what is the one idea I want this episode to prove, challenge, or explore? What transformation or clarity should my listener have by the end? What are the specific pain points my listener is experiencing related to this guest's expertise? Okay, cool. So what I'll do here is in the project, I will have ChatGPT ask me these questions if I haven't provided answers already. Research the guest deeply. Ask ChatGPT. This is supposed to say you're a journalist. As a quick aside here, I hate that the act like a journalist or act like a doctor or whatever. But time and time again, I am told that this prompt, this context setting works. And, I have strong opinions loosely held. And so if it works, I will do it. I would rather be wrong and corrected, or I would rather be told I'm wrong and then start doing the right thing then just keep thinking I'm wrong and doing the wrong thing. So I guess I'm going to have to go with this "you're act like a journalist" thing. I'm a journalist preparing an interview for a guest, name their role at company. Great. So this is really good. Ask ChatGPT to find previous podcasts and then manually listen to at least 2 interviews. So there is work here, right? I'm not going to have it go find the interviews, but maybe like provide them for me. For strong opinions on social media. So this is like something where if they have public social media, that's fine. If they have a book, okay. So if they have their own podcast, and then craft your 5 guiding questions. I love this. Just as a quick aside, again, multiple asides here. I like that she recommends 5 thoughtful strategic questions because it keeps your interview focused. And that's the important part for a lot of interviews. I think a lot of people are like, oh, well, Joe Rogan just talks to someone for 3 hours unedited. And I always say to that, I don't think it's unedited. And he is talking to celebrities or well-known people about whatever, right? So I really like that piece of advice. So this is ask the ninja pre-interview question. So this can't be prompt. Schedule time to prepare, and then let go. So this is great. Do you want me to turn this into a Notion template or help with creating the prompt set next? Yes, please create the Notion template for this. Then I will give you guidance on the prompt set. This is neat. It's actually like creating the template for me to fill in. Wow. Will I be able to just paste this into Well, I guess we'll find out. This is really good. All right, let's see. So in Notion, I actually do have an episode planner, interview episode planner template. So I'm just gonna get rid of all that, paste that in. Oh my goodness, wonderful. Nicely done, ChatGPT. I'm impressed. Okay, now back to the prompt set. This template is good. Let's get to the prompt set. I'd like this to be part of a project specifically for guest research. It should include the context of my show and my ideal listener avatar, which I can provide as supporting documents. Let's run through what I want. 4, define listener outcome. Okay, let's get to the prompt set. I'd like this all to be part of a project specifically for guest research. It should include the context of my show and my ideal listener avatar, which I can provide as supporting documents. Let's through what I want. 4, define the listener outcome. If I don't provide the one idea, transformation, and pain points in my initial prompt, please ask me for them. The actual prompt, you're a journalist. This is verbatim from the SOP. Please make sure I also provide the guest name, their role, and company. Please also make sure to provide 2 recent podcast interviews. If they have a social media presence, link them and try to summarize their recent posts or highlight interesting ones. Look for strong opinions. Then come up with a draft of 5 questions. These will likely not be the final, but they'll be good starting points. Remember, you're making a set of prompts for this project. You can recommend improvements. Okay, let's see what it comes up with here. Okay, I super like this. Okay, I think this is just good for me to go and try first. So I'm going to copy all of this. I will open ChatGPT in a new tab here. And then I do need to provide it some context. So I'll add some files. Okay. And then my podcast description. Okay. Let's see if this works now. Okay. So it already has not asked me for any of the information. Let's see. Yeah, that's accurate. That's becoming lesser known. None of these are lesser known facts. This is my old website. That's not my website at all. That's accurate. I'm not on Twitter anymore. Okay. Fine. Okay, great. So I like that it's suggesting stuff here. I'm going to have to improve the prompt a little bit, but what's the one idea? So like if I was doing this for myself, I'd probably say how to build systems for my business so I'm not chained to my desk. What transformation or takeaway? Okay, so with this information filled in, let's see how it does. Okay, pretty good. I don't know if those are lesser known facts, but also like I know everything about me. So this is crazy. Are these me? Am I here? No. Okay. I will say this interview is accurate. Like I was on Podcasting Made Simple, but like there's not even a link here. So like that falls flat. These are okay questions. This is just okay. So I think that there's a couple of things that I can do here because I really like Courtney's framework, which I'll go back to Notion so we can see the whole thing now. Courtney's framework is really good, right? But I think that there are some intangibles that we can't really get from AI. We can have it do deep research, and maybe this project is like a pipe dream, right? Maybe I should just have it create a deep research prompt for me. Maybe that's the move, right? So instead of having this whole project, maybe I should have it craft a deep research prompt for me based on all of this. Okay, so let's change this. Yeah, but even then I already have the prompt. So this is probably going to take some work and training. I think here's my conclusion. But also, like, it goes to show you that you can't fully remove yourself from the research process. So I think this is a good starting point. I think what I will do here is tweak this so that instead of it actually doing the research for me, it'll do deep research and then surface the stuff that I should look into more. And I think what I could probably do, this is, if you want to see this part in a future video, let me know. I think what I could probably do is find some podcast episodes, get the transcripts, and then send them to Zapier or ChatGPT to have those summarized. But again, like Courtney said, I'm gonna have to listen to the episodes, right? Because I need to hear where they light up. So I think this is probably, like she said, a good starting point. I think I have a really good framework in my Notion template, so I'm really psyched about that. But I think, the way that she says to use AI is the best way to use it. So that's where I will leave it. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you want to get this set of prompts and this template, I have that and 40 others in my automation database, which you can get over at casabona.org/automation. I will link it in the description. I'll probably pin it as the top comment as well. But let me know what questions you have about this, or if you have advice. I'm AI hesitant. Maybe you're better than me and you can provide some guidance. Let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. And until next time, I hope you find some space in your week.